I bet this picture is so famous that I don't even need to explain where it came from. It's Mona Lisa by a well-known Italian artist named Leonardo da Vinci. Apparently, it's just a portrait of a woman, but it was so widely known all over the world. You see, that portrait was only one in a million portraits around the world. Before we had photos, we had paintings, and those of important historical figures are used to determine the physical characteristics and appearance. In this video, we're going to have a deep dive into portraits. How are they used throughout history? What can we tell about a person through them? And how important are they really? My name is No, and this is my first speaking project of 2026 from CAE 33 in Teachersu International School. It is believed that portraits have existed since the very beginning of time. Let's look at ancient Egyptians, for example. Iconic works such as the bust of Nefertari exist. Surely enough, it can be classified as a sculpture, but it still conveys a human being through art. It advanced even more during the Greek and the Roman times by introducing more naturalistic and individualized representations. Greek sculptors such as Lysippos created realistic bronze portraits of notable figures. The Romans followed in their footsteps as well. The period of time where we saw the most improvement in portraiture was the Renaissance. Have a look at these pictures, for example. It was painted around the same time as Mona Lisa, but in my opinion, deserves even more recognition than it does now because of how skillful the artist is. It's very detailed and rational, as if I'm seeing a real person, not just a painting. Then there comes the modern times. In the 19th and 20th centuries, we began to see new approaches emerging when it comes to portraiture. For instance, this woman did a portrait of herself, which led to a trend of doing self-portraits. This was an act of challenging gender norms and social equality, as women at that time were seen as inferior to men and thought to be unable to invent anything new. In this photo of a man, you can see how it is not similar to any other portraits I have shown in this video. The use of bold colors and expressive brushwork conveyed intense personal experiences, as if I can tell what sort of thing was happening to him at that moment. Oh, speaking of expressing emotions, there has been a huge conversation through the recent decades about what kind of things can a portrait reveals about a person. Some even say we can guess their personality through the portraits, while others say it's just nonsense. So, what really is the truth? Of course, when you look at a portrait, there are so many things that you can see, and you can interpret them differently too. Facial expressions can tell us whether a person is happy or sad. A relaxed posture may suggest comfort, while a stiff posture might imply formality or tension. Formal clothing indicates wealth, while casual attire might suggest a more relaxed lifestyle. On a deeper level, we can consider some of their personality aspects by just looking at their photos. This is also known as public perception. Do they look threatening? Or do they look like they're nice to be around? Do they look adventurous or not? Do they look sincere? So many things can be said from a portrait. Another thing that we don't tend to realize is how much a portrait can be influenced by the painter. We can see this obviously in this man's portrait. Brushworks here are uneven, and it means how unstable his emotions are. In this photo, lighting affects the mood. In this one, light shadings make the person feel softer. A huge part of a portrait depends on the artist's interpretation of the individual. They are the people who have the most control over the painting after all. Therefore, it's up to them that certain aspects of the photo can be affected differently. Portraits enable us to remember people for decades. For historical figures, since we know what they looked like, it gave us the chance to feel closer to them, especially when they have changed the world we live in today. The same thing goes for our ancestors. That way, those people will never die. They will always live in our hearts. So that's it for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. So what about you? Do you like portraits?